Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and for this video I'm going to be talking about The Man Who Laughs. This is a silent film from 1928, and I wanted to come on here and talk about it for a few minutes because it was an excellent movie, and I think I personally kind of undersold it to myself because I'm always a little bit wary as to how much a silent film from the 20s can entertain me and sustain my interest. But this did so extremely well and is actually one of the best silent films I've ever seen. A quick summary of the plot, no spoilers, is we follow this character called Gwynplaine, who are introduced to as a young child, and he's actually the victim of like some unnecessary facial surgery, which has left him with a permanent garish grin on his face, which when not covered up, people look at him and ask him why he's laughing when he isn't. And he grows up and he gets a job and lives with like this circus sideshow and has a relatively good life considering. He's treated well by the sideshow people. He has a girlfriend who's blind, who loves him very much, and apart from being kind of leered at and laughed at by the audience, he's treated pretty well. And it transpires that he's actually the heir to royalty. So he's summoned to the Queen's court and he's made like a peer in the House of Commons, and he's sort of ripped away from the life that he knows and placed in this life of royalty and aristocracy, which is a hard transition from him, and it's very much kind of like a fish out of water story that transpires. I won't go into it any more than that, but it's a really emotive film. One of the best things about this film is the range of emotions that you feel whilst watching it. Of course, you feel really sorry for the main character. You root for him as well. There's a tender love story at the heart of it, but it's also extremely creepy. The makeup of The Man Who Laughs is incredible. Kind of harks back to sort of Lon Chaney Phantom of the Opera style makeup, and it's really creepy and really scary. And I feel kind of bad saying that because he is a good guy. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He just wants a quiet life. So you really do feel sorry for him and empathise with him when he's sort of thrown into this life of politics and royalty. A bit like an Elephant Man kind of situation going on, where they just they laugh at him and don't accept him and that kind of thing. But it's a great story in just how it moves along and how it captures you and keeps you entertained. It's so well told, and considering that there's no talking in this film, I was so impressed by how glued to the screen and how invested I was in the character and the things that were going on around him. It also has a fantastic ending. I was absolutely on the edge of my seat during the climax of this film, and again, for a film that has no talking, I think that's a really impressive feat, and it was a really rewarding film to watch. I don't want to get into a lot and say what happens, but it was a thoroughly enjoyable film. Very well made. Didn't take away from the fact that it was a silent film from the 20s. Just a really wonderful film. I'm really glad I picked this up, so I just wanted to come on and give this one a bit of a recommendation. If you're into silent cinema, I highly recommend watching this film. As I say, it's one of the best, if not the best, silent films that I've seen. And even if you're not, I'd still implore you to check this one out because it's an example, I think, of really beautiful and effective filmmaking, and the age of this film shouldn't put you off. So that's just my thoughts on this one, guys. Let me know if you've seen this and what you think. I'd be really interested to know. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.